कैसे हैं आप सभी? आई होप आप सभी बहुत अच्छे से होंगे। क्लास की शुरुआत करते हैं। चैप्टर है हमारा इंडस्ट्रीज। लर्निंग पार्ट, क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ इंडस्ट्रीज, इंडस्ट्रियल सिस्टम, इंडस्ट्रियल डिजास्टर्स, factors affecting location of industries, industrial regions, distribution of major industries. Have you ever looked at a bridge and wondered what material was used to make it? क्या आपने कोई ब्रिज देखा है? क्या आपने कभी सोचा है कि किस मटेरियल का इस्तेमाल करके उस ब्रिज को बनाया गया है? The steel used to make a bridge comes from iron ore. Here, iron ore is the primary material or natural resources that mining primarily activity extracts from the earth. This is converted to steel in an industry. The raw materials are converted into finished goods through an activity called manufacturing. Manufacturing makes the material ready to be used by humans. It is an economic activity that creates things out of natural resources. Thus, it is the secondary sector that takes products from the primary sector as raw materials to make finished goods. For example, the textile industry uses the cotton fiber as raw material to make cotton fabric and wool from sheep to make woolen cloth. Did you know industry refers to an economic activity that is concerned with production of goods, extraction of minerals or the provision of services. Thus we have iron and steel industry, production of goods, coal, mining industry, extraction of coal and tourism industry, service provider. Classification of industries. Industries may be classified on the basis of size, raw materials and ownership. On the basis of size. Size indicates the amount of capital invested, the number of people employed and the volume of production. On the basis of size, industries can be classified into small scale industry and large scale industry. बच्चों, अगर साइज के बेसिस पर देखा जाए तो हम इसे दो भागों में क्लासिफाई करते हैं, स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्री और लार्ज स्केल इंडस्ट्री। लाइट इंडस्ट्री और स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्री requires small capital investment in plant and machinery. Production volume here is small. Silk weaving and food processing industries are small scale industries. Cottage or household industries is a type of small scale industry where the products are manufactured by hand. Making handicrafts, basket weaving, home baked cakes and pottery are some examples of cottage industry. Heavy industry or large scale industry includes those that need heavy capital investment in plant and machinery. The production volume here is large as compared to small scale industry. Production of automobiles and heavy machinery are large scale industries. On the basis of raw materials are used to manufacture goods. On the basis of raw materials, industries can be classified into four categories ways: agro-based, mineral-based, marine-based and forest-based. Agro-based industries obtain raw materials from agriculture sources like plants and animals. Food processing, cotton textile, vegetable oil, dairy products, sugar and leather industries are example of agro-based industries. Mineral-based industries use minerals as raw material. Examples are iron and steel, aluminium and electric wire industries. Marine-based industries use products from the sea and ocean as raw materials. For example, industries processing seafood or manufacturing fish oil. Forest-based industries use forest products as raw materials. The industries associated with forest are paper, furniture and pharmaceutical industries. On the basis of ownership, industries can be classified into private sector, state-owned or public sector, joint sector and cooperative sector. Private sector industries are owned and managed by individuals or a group individuals. Reliance Industries, Tisco, Tata Iron and Steel Company, Hindustan Motor and Exxon Mobil Corporation are private sector industries. Public sector industries are owned and managed by the government. Examples are Steel Authority of India Limited, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited and ONGC, Oil and Natural Gas Corporation. Joint sector industries are owned and operated jointly by the government and the private sector. Maruti Udyog Limited, Bharat Aluminium Company, Gujarat Alkalis and Iron and Steel Industries at Bhilai and Bokaro are examples of joint sector industries. Cooperative sector industries are owned and operated by the producers or suppliers of raw materials, workers or both. Sudha Dairy and Anand Milk Union Ltd are success stories of cooperative sector industry. Thinking short, the economy of a country depends on the industries it has developed. The more a country industrialized, the more economically rich and stable it is. डिस्कस। बच्चों इसकी प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा। फैक्टर्स अफेक्टिंग लोकेशन ऑफ इंडस्ट्रीज। द फैक्टर्स दैट अफेक्ट लोकेशन ऑफ इंडस्ट्रीज आर अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ रॉ मटेरियल्स, लेबर, लैंड, पावर, वाटर, ट्रांसपोर्ट, कैपिटल एंड मार्केट. Industries are located where all or some of those factors are easily available. Sometimes the government offers subsidies in form of lower rent or easy loans to industries that set up their plants in backward or remote areas. Industrialization often leads to development and growth of towns and industries. Cities, industrial system. In an industrial system, there are three things involved: ways, input, process and output. Input consists raw materials, labor and cost of land, transport, power and other infrastructure. Process includes a variety of activities that convert raw materials into finished products with the application of suitable technology. Output refers to the finished products and the income derived from it. For example, in a textile industry, the input may be cotton, labor, factory and transport cost. The main process involved in manufacturing would be ginning, spinning, weaving, dyeing, printing. The output is the cloth you wear. Industrial regions. An industrial region is an area where there is geographical concentration of various industries and is served by a good transport network, power grid and other commercial and economic facilities. Some of the major industrial regions of the world are Eastern North America, Western and Central Europe, Eastern Europe and Eastern Asia. Major industrial regions should be located in temperate areas near seaports and particularly near coal fields. India has many industrial regions like Mumbai, Pune cluster, Hooghly region, Bangalore, Tamil Nadu region, Ahmedabad, Baroda region, Gurugram, Delhi, Meerut region, Chota Nagpur industrial belt, Visakhapatnam, Guntur belt and the Kollam, Thiruvananthapuram industrial cluster. Industrial disasters. Industrial disasters or accidents are severe mishaps that results in injuries to people and damage the property or the environment. One of the most worst industrial disaster that has taken place in India is the Bhopal gas tragedy. It was a gas leak incident on the night of 2 and 3 December 1984 at the Union Carbide India Limited UCIL pesticide plant in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. The official death toll was 3598 in 1989. Thousands who survived still suffer from one or many diseases like blindness, impaired immune system, gastrointestinal disorder, etc. Risk reduction measures. Densely populated residential areas should be far away from the industrial areas. Monitoring the pollution level around the industrial region frequently. Fire alarm and fire fighting system should be improved. Storage capacity of toxic substances should be limited. Awareness among the people around the industrial region about the toxic gases released from industries, storage of hazardous substances and their effects in case an accident occurs. Did you know the Visakhapatnam gas leak also referred to the Vizag gas leak that occurred at the LG Polymers chemical plant in the RR Venkatapuram village of the Gopalantam neighborhood in the outskirts of Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh in the early morning of 7th May 2022. 11 people lost their lives and 300 others were hospitalized. Let's do it. Find out about rising industrial pollution in India and how it has affected the health of industrial workers and local residents. बच्चों पता कीजिए कि इंडस्ट्रियल पॉल्यूशन जो है इंडिया में कैसे यहाँ के रहने वाले लोगों को, उनकी हेल्थ को, लोकल रेजिडेंट्स को, इंडस्ट्रियल वर्कर्स को अफेक्ट कर रहा है. थिंक अबाउट इंडस्ट्रियल वेस्ट डम्प्ड ऑन रोड साइड्स, गैस emissions and in effluent released into local rivers and lakes. Write an essay about it. बच्चों इसकी प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा. Distribution of major industries. The major industries of the world are the iron and steel industry, the textile industry and presently the information technology industry. The first two industries are older while the information technology is an emerging industry. The countries in which iron and steel industry is situated are Germany, USA, China, Japan and Russia. Textile industry is located in India, Hong Kong, South Korea, Japan and Taiwan. The major hubs of information technology industry are the Silicon Valley of Central California and Bangalore in India. Here we will discuss about iron and steel industry only. Iron and steel industry. Iron and steel industry comprises various inputs, processes and outputs like industries. The products from the iron and steel industry are used as raw materials for other industries. Therefore, it is also known as the feeder industry. The input of iron and steel industry include raw materials such as iron ore, coal, limestone, manganese, along with labor, capital, site and other infrastructure. The conversion process of iron ore into steel involves many steps. The raw materials is put in the blast furnace where it undergoes smelting. After this, it is refined. The output obtained is steel that may be used as raw material by other industries. Steel is tough, but it can easily be cut, shaped or made into wire. Special alloys of steel can be made by adding some small amounts of other metals like aluminium, copper and nickel. Alloys give steel toughness, unusual hardness or ability to resist rust. It is not only the backbone of an economy but also a measure of its strength. Almost everything we use is either made of steel or iron or has been made with machinery and tools of these metals. Trains, trucks, ships and automobiles are made largely of steel. Even the needles and the safety pins you are made from steel. You use are made from steels. Large buildings have steel framework. Farm machines are mostly made of steels. Minerals are mined with steel equipment. Oil wells are drilled with steel machinery. Steel pipelines transport oil. Iron and steel industry before 1800 AD was situated when raw materials, running water and power supply were easily available. Later, the appropriate location for the industry was near coal field and close to railways and canals. After 1950, this industry began to be located in bigger areas of flat land near seaports. It is because by this time, steel works and become very large and iron ore had to be imported from overseas. In India, most of the iron and steel mills are located close to the centers of raw material supply. The centers also have the cheap labor, transport and market. All the main steel producing centers such as Jamshedpur, Bhilai, Burnpur, Durgapur, Rourkela, Bokaro are located in region that spreads over 4 states: West Bengal, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh and Odisha. Vijayanagar in Karnataka, Bhadravati, Salem in Tamil Nadu, Visakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh are other important steel centers utilizing local resources. Tata Iron and Steel Company, Jamshedpur, India. Jamshedpur is a planned city that was founded by Jamsetji Tata in 1907. जमशेदपुर एक planned city है जो कि फाउंड किया गया था जमशेदजी टाटा द्वारा 1907 में. It was privately owned. After the independence, the government took the initiative and set up several iron and steel plants. Geographically, Jamshedpur is most conveniently situated iron and steel center in the country. It is ideally located between the sources of 2 raw materials, iron ore and coal. Iron ore is obtained from Namaundi mine of Jharkhand and Badampahar mine of Odisha. Manganese from Kendujhar district of Odisha. Coking coil from Jharia and coal fields of West Bokaro and limestone from Odisha. The rivers Kharkhai and Sabarnalekha provide the cheapest means of water transport. Jamshedpur is well connected by means of railways and roadways. Nearness to the port of Kolkata and the city provides a huge market for iron and steel goods. In Jamshedpur, various other industrial plants were set up after Tesco, Tata Iron and Steel Company Ltd. They produce chemicals, locomotive parts, machinery, tin plate, agricultural equipment, cable and wire. The growth and development of Tata Steel made Jamshedpur a hub of economic activities. A number of factories, technical institutes and metallurgical laboratories were set up in the city. Tata Steel makes major contribution in the total iron and steel production of India. Today, it is the 5th largest producer of iron and steel in the world. जो बच्चों टाटा स्टील जो है उसका एक मेजर कंट्रीब्यूशन रहा है टोटल आयरन और स्टील प्रोडक्शन में इंडिया का, और आज के टाइम पर ये 5th लार्जेस्ट प्रोड्यूसर आयरन का बन चुका है, आयरन और स्टील का पूरे वर्ल्ड में. आयरन एंड स्टील इंडस्ट्री, पिट्सबर्ग, यूएसए. The major center of the iron and steel industry in USA is Pittsburgh. The steel industry at Pittsburgh enjoys locational advantages for the development. Proximity to source of raw materials like iron and coal and the cheap inland water transport provided by the Great Lakes are great advantages for this industry. The rivers Ohio, Monongahela and Alangio provide abundant water for these industries. The development of land and water routes facilities the marketing of finishing products. The Pittsburgh area has many factories other than steel mills. These mills use steel as their raw materials to make many different products such as railroad equipments, rails and heavy machinery. Information technology, IT industry, it is an emerging industry at present providing employment to a large number of people in the world. The IT industry deals in the storage, processing and distribution of the information. It developed all over the world due to the development of science and technology. The main factors guiding the location of this industry are resource availability, cost and infrastructure. The two leading centers of the IT industries of the world are the Silicon Valley, California and Bangalore, India. Bangalore is situated in the Deccan Plateau, from where it gets the name Silicon Plateau. The city of Bangalore, called the Garden City of India, has a pleasant climate all the year around. Silicon Valley is a part of Santa Clara Valley, located next to the Rocky Mountains of North America. The Silicon Valley of California also has a temperature climate which has favored the development of software industries. Thinking short, which industries come under the engineering industry? Find out some of its major centers in India. बच्चों, कौन सी ऐसी इंडस्ट्रीज है जो इंजीनियरिंग इंडस्ट्री के अंदर आती है? बताइए कि इनके सेंटर्स इंडिया में कहाँ पर है. बच्चों, इसकी प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा. The locational advantages of these two industries are discussed below. Locational advantages of Silicon Plateau, Bangalore. Bangalore has the largest number of education institutions and IT colleges in India. The city has the largest and widest availability of skilled managers with work experience. बच्चों, बंगलुरु के पास में largest number of education institutes हैं, IT colleges हैं पूरे all over India में. The state government of Karnataka was the first to announce an IT policy in India in 1992. The city was considered dust free with low rents and low cost of living. यहाँ इस सिटी को डस्ट फ्री और लो रेंट्स और लो कॉस्ट बताया गया है यहाँ के लिविंग के अनुसार. लोकेशन एडवांटेजेस ऑफ सिलिकॉन वैली, कैलिफोर्निया. Close to some of the most advanced scientific and technological centers in the world. Good access to markets and skilled workforce, pleasant climate with an attractive and a clean environment, plenty of space for development and future expansion, located close to major roads and airports. Some other emerging IT hubs in metropolitan centers of India are Mumbai, New Delhi, Hyderabad and Chennai. Other cities such as Gurugram, Pune, Thiruvananthapuram, Kochi and Chandigarh are also important centers of the IT industry. Notwithstanding these facts, Bangalore has been gifted with the enabled advantages as a city with highest availability of middle and top management talent. बच्चों, अब आ जाते हैं एक्सरसाइजेस पर. टिक द करेक्ट आंसर. Which one of the following sectors means ownership by government? Private, public, joint, cooperative. आगे की प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा. फिल द गैप्स. बच्चों, इसकी प्रैक्टिस चैप्टर की मदद से खुद से कीजिएगा. गिव टू एग्जाम्पल्स ऑफ द फॉलोइंग. बच्चों, यहाँ पर कुछ पॉइंट्स दिए गए हैं, चैप्टर पढ़िए और उसके बाद इनके पॉइंट्स के एग्जाम्पल्स आप दे सकते हैं. इसकी प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा. आंसर द फॉलोइंग क्वेश्चंस ब्रीफली. बच्चों, चैप्टर की मदद से इसे खुद से कीजिएगा. आंसर द फॉलोइंग क्वेश्चंस इन डिटेल. बच्चों, यहाँ पर कुछ क्वेश्चंस दिए गए हैं, चैप्टर में हमने इसके बारे में डिस्कस किया है. चैप्टर की मदद से इसे खुद से कीजिएगा. स्किल एनरिचमेंट जोन, फन एक्टिविटी. बच्चों, यहाँ पर एक एक्टिविटी दी गई है, उसे ध्यान से पढ़िए, उसे समझिए और उसके बाद में इसकी प्रैक्टिस आप अपने क्लासमेट्स के साथ में खुद से कीजिएगा. एक्टिविटी, प्रिपेयर अ पावर पॉइंट प्रेजेंटेशन टू एनी वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग. बच्चों, यहाँ पर दो पावर पॉइंट आपको प्रेजेंटेशन, एक पावर पॉइंट बनाना है. उसके लिए दो ऑप्शन दिए गए हैं, किसी एक पर आप बना सकते हैं. इसकी प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा. आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स. मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्रीज आर इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर द इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द कंट्री. वाई? हाउ डज हॉट एंड ह्यूमिड क्लाइमेट फेवर स्पाइनिंग एंड वीविंग. बच्चों, इसकी प्रैक्टिस आप खुद से कीजिएगा. उम्मीद है क्लास में पढ़ाई गई हर एक बात आपको अच्छे से समझ में आ गई होगी. अब आप इसकी प्रैक्टिस खुद से करते रहिएगा.